Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Kristen Porter Utley. I'm the Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs here at Framingham State University, and it is wonderful to have you here for the university's 2023 Graduate Commencement Ceremony. If you're not already standing, please rise for the national anthem sung by our very own Heather Welsh, a current student and employee within the Division of Graduate and Continuing Education.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you so much, Heather. Please be seated. Our graduate students represent a tremendous collection of brain power, talent, and perseverance. They have worked incredibly hard to make it here, balancing the demands of their classwork with full-time jobs and family responsibilities. And now, all of those nights of frantic dinners and very little sleep have paid off. I welcome all family members and friends of those about to graduate whose support and encouragement have greatly contributed to their success. I also want to extend a very warm welcome to the many faculty members who are here today who have shared their knowledge, time, and expertise with our students to help make this day possible. A special thank you to the graduate and continuing education staff for supporting our students throughout their education and for helping to make today's celebration a tremendous success. It is my enormous pleasure now to introduce our president, Nancy Nemi, the president of Framingham State University.
Good evening and welcome parents, family, friends of those who are about to graduate. Welcome dedicated faculty, trustees, alumni, and honored guests. Most importantly, welcome graduates and congratulations. We're going to be doing a lot of that. To begin the ceremony, I'll ask everyone to join me in a brief moment of silent reflection to give thanks for everything you have accomplished, for the support and guidance of family, friends, faculty, and staff, and to honor those who are no longer with us. Today we celebrate your learning. You have made investments of time, finances, and energy while sacrificing others in order to develop a body of knowledge, perspectives, and skills that will allow you to move further in the direction of your dreams. Your master's degree builds on your prior learning and comes from many of us after we have spent some time in the world. Our younger selves enter jobs, families, and other life adventures with a bachelor's degree in hand, and it takes time to figure out what in heaven's name we are going to do with it. Even if one goes straight from a bachelor's program to a master's program as separate programs or as a 4+1 or 3+2, you're figuring out if or hoping that the learning direction makes sense. Even if you need a master's degree to keep your job or as part of a required professional development, you had to have decided you wanted to stay in that profession in the first place. So, assuming that your decision to carry on with your education via learning makes sense to you, you have had the privilege of being able to connect what you learned in your master's program with your prior academic, professional, and personal experiences and knowledge. You have scaffolding on which to build. I assume and I hope that many of you had aha moments when you realized the elegance of a decision-making process that happened at work, or the opposite, when you realized why something didn't work. You might also have understood something that you learned as an undergraduate much more deeply, or for the first time. You might finally have seen that your father or your son was right about something. A reading assignment in a grad school course might so deeply connect to something in your life that you simultaneously laughed and cried about its truth. You might guess that such things happened to me when I was in grad school. This degree now also connects to your future. You are hopefully much more certain about where you want your learning to go and where to grow. Your analytical and communication skills are likely well honed. Your understanding of people and the ways in which we work together are likely much deeper than they have been. And while you will be a Master of Arts, of Business Administration, of Healthcare Administration, of Human Resources, of Science and Nursing, your pursuit of this degree demonstrates a commitment to fostering meaningful lifelong learning for yourself and others. You are much more able to help others be successful as well, which to me is one of the responsibilities of earning this degree. For we know that learning is not a solitary endeavor. Learning is always co-created through interactions with texts and teachers, through experience and reflection. It is one of the most powerful actions that humans undertake, and you have done so over and over again in pursuit of greater impact in our world. The accomplishments to which all of you lay claim today are the product of some very significant collaborations, especially with your faculty and with your family and friends. Graduates, please rise and join me in a gesture of thanks to the faculty and staff and also to your families and the significant people in your lives who helped you achieve this moment. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to recognize a few groups of people here with us today, starting with our extraordinary faculty members. Wherever you are in the auditorium, would you please rise so we can properly say thank you? Also, our academic deans, please stand. My wonderful executive team, please stand. And if you are an FSU alum on stage or in the audience, please rise. Look at you all. Thank you. And now to bring greetings on behalf of the Framingham State University Board of Trustees, please welcome Vice Chair Beth Cassavant.
Thank you, President Nimi. It's a great honor to represent the entire Board of Trustees and congratulate today's graduates. We know that you have worked very hard to earn your degree, and you should be very proud of this accomplishment. All of us on the Board of Trustees are from the regional business and professional community and are dedicated to advancing the vast opportunities offered by this university to our students. We assist President Nimi and her leadership team to strategically improve, develop, and strengthen Framingham State University. Providing the best possible level of education and campus experience to our students is our highest priority. The trustees and President Nimi have made and will continue to make decisions to move the FSU campus forward based upon the confidence we have in the future of this university and its students and graduates. With the incredible faculty and staff here at Framingham State and all the new strategic initiatives that have been and will be undertaken, we should all be optimistic about the future of this fine university. Graduates, I hope that you will take time to reflect on all that you have accomplished these past few years. You should be confident that you are well prepared for the challenges and opportunities that await you. On behalf of all the trustees, congratulations and good luck as you move on to the next phase of your life.
Thank you, Trustee Cassavant. At this time, it is my great honor to introduce our commencement speaker, Marcy Mills, a proud graduate of Framingham State University's class of 1983. Marcy is a dynamic communicator who excels at fostering meaningful relationships, which is something I got to learn firsthand when I had the pleasure of spending time with her during a West Coast trip earlier this year. After earning degrees in English and journalism at FSU, Marcy began a prolific career within the radio industry that has included national sales director positions at CBS Radio and Clear Channel. She was quick to recognize the shifting landscape from terrestrial radio into online streaming and took a job with Pandora in 2009, where she continues to serve as a senior sales executive today. Outside her professional work, Marcy is passionate about using her considerable skills, abilities, and resources to help those in need. For many years, she has been a volunteer and supporter of the Los Angeles-based nonprofits such as the People Concern and Venice Community Housing, organizations that provide shelter and support to homeless residents. She is also a supporter of environmental causes and organizations. Marcy credits her education at Framingham State with helping her achieve a successful and meaningful career. One of her great joys in life today comes from doing what she can to support the next generation of FSU graduates. Despite being on the West Coast, she returns to campus often, guest lecturing in communications classes, and working with our development office to establish the Marcy Mills Dream Big Scholarship to support current students in need. She cares deeply about this institution and our students, and I know she is thrilled to speak with you all today. Please join me in welcoming to the podium our graduate commencement speaker, Marcy Mills.
This is something. Somebody will be asked to do this, and they'll stand up here all the time and start with, this is an honor, right? I will tell you, this is the honor of a lifetime, just so you know. Not an honor, it is the honor of a lifetime. It is also the world's greatest do-over, because I did not walk in my procession, and I didn't wear a cap and gown. Because, and women will appreciate this, I suppose, my best friend from 3rd grade was getting married, and I had to be a bridesmaid. So, you know, I did the right thing, I suppose, but it's not like I wasn't, you know, a little angry. So, thank you so much, President Nimi. It's unbelievable, and I get to wear this cool gown. So I did wear a gown that day, but I didn't wear this gown. But now I'm wearing this gown, and I am so honored. I want to, besides thanking you, I also want to thank Eric Gustafson. He is in charge of all things alumni and development here at the college. We've become very close over the last few years. And now that you're alumni, I would hope that you'll get to know him well. And also, I would ask that you stay close to the university. This is not your last day here. We need you. We need students like you to be part of this school for the next generation of students. I grew up about 20 minutes from here in a big family. 3 out of 6 of us got our undergraduate degrees here at Framingham. My oldest sister got her MSN. Her son, my nephew, got his MSN. My mother took courses here in her 60s, and my oldest sister was a part-time professor. So the Mills footprints are all over this campus. I have giant respect for all of you because I didn't get a graduate degree. In fact, academically, you could say I was an average student. I didn't apply myself to my studies, but I did join any group or organization that would have me. I was an enthusiastic student, I like to say. After my classes, I worked on the newspaper, the yearbook, and the radio station. Growing up, I dreamed of moving to Los Angeles and working in the radio business. That's all I wanted. And when I came here to Framingham, it was that little radio station and my work there, I'm sure, that allowed me to live that dream. I spent 20-plus years in broadcast radio and worked for some of the most respected radio companies in the country. I worked for CBS, I worked for iHeart, I worked for Disney, I worked in great cities like Boston, LA, San Francisco, New York. I worked for talented leaders, I found great mentors, and every day I was lucky because I loved what I did. In 2009, I had the amazing opportunity to join the startup Pandora Internet Radio. It literally was just being built and just being discovered by listeners. And within just a couple of years, it grew to 80 million monthly users, and streaming radio was born. The founder, Tim Westergren, was not a radio guy. He was a musician with a band. And like most musicians, he couldn't get radio stations to play his music. So his goal was to democratize the music industry for unknown artists and songwriters. He believed that it was wrong that just a handful of musicians made $1 zillion, and so many talented artists couldn't get airplay and couldn't get their music out to the world. For the first time, by thumbing up and thumbing down, a user could actually build their own radio station. For listeners, it couldn't have come at a better time. Broadcast radio was taking shortcuts. They played a small collection of songs in a repeated loop all day long and ran about 10 commercials at a time in a stop set. The user experience was terrible, so listeners were ripe for better radio. From an advertiser's perspective, it was a game changer. Instead of serving an audio ad buried deep in a cluttered stop set and hoping someone was listening, for the first time, we knew exactly who was listening, how old they were, where they lived. We knew exactly where they shopped and what they bought. And unlike radio, we would never play their commercial to an empty room. Recently, I was listening to my Pandora at home on a smart speaker, and at the end of the commercial, it asked me, "Would you like a coupon for the product and a recipe?" And I said yes, and a few minutes later, it showed up in my email. And of course, for the unknown musician, all their music was now on the radio, and more importantly, everybody was making money. All of this happened because a guy didn't think the word musician should so often be preceded by the word struggling. Tim had a noble cause and a big dream and disrupted an industry that for far too long had not served its audience. Today, the streaming space is crowded, right? There are a whole lot of choices, lots of niche music sites, and you can even pay for an ad-free experience, which in fact most people do. There isn't an industry today that isn't changing at lightning speed because of new technology. Every one of you will enter an industry with very different challenges and opportunities than those that face graduates in my graduating class or even a year ago for that matter. Think about this. If you studied fashion merchandising when I was here, you probably learned about window displays and seasonal floor plans, right? Now cities are full of giant abandoned shopping malls, and some people, particularly in California, are advocating to turn them into low-income housing, particularly me, and they're building pickleball courts in them now. Meanwhile, with all this vacant retail space, apparel manufacturers still have the same challenge, right? They have to sell product to you and to me, and now they have to market it on a tiny little screen. A few years ago, I took one of the last guided tours of the historic LA Times building downtown LA, an iconic building that housed one of the country's most respected newspapers. When I touched those big brass door handles, all I could think of were the people that had crossed that threshold before me. Today, it's vacant, and it's rented out for filming movies and television. Journalism, which I studied here at FSU, is facing very different challenges and offering new opportunities to students, right, than ever before. With the instantaneous distribution of news, the race is on to be first rather than right. And does the audience care if it's right? And here's that small screen again. Journalists have to deliver the news of the world immediately on a small screen to users whose average attention span is 8 seconds long and somehow help us decipher truth from lies. While so much has changed, what hasn't changed are the dreams of graduates. They still just want to pursue their passions, find work they can love, and do big things in their fields. Like me, lots of students here are self-funding their education. They're working in restaurants up and down Route 9, right? Wearing their waitress uniforms to class, like I did. Over 80% of students here are on some form of financial aid. For many, it's a constant struggle to come up with next semester's tuition. Some can pay tuition, but they're living in their cars and they're struggling to eat, which is why they've opened a food pantry here on campus. And when I heard that, it opened my eyes. For them, I created a scholarship here called the Marcy Mills Dream Big Scholarship. And there's a bench on this campus that says, Dream Big on it. I hope that occasionally someone rests on it and is inspired by those words. I hope it makes them dream a little bigger, set their sights a little higher, and ask for a little more. If you're lucky like me, you'll love what you do. Do it well, and I hope you make a whole lot of money if you want to. Be great at your work, but also do great things. When you aren't working, do things that matter in the world. Feed the hungry, house the homeless, run for office, pass a bill, change a law, clean up the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, make a film that tells an important story, mentor young people, create a scholarship. Do something that matters that will make the planet better for you having been here. A few years ago, I discovered my purpose. Doing what mattered most to me, it was an empty bike rack that caught my eye. I spend a lot of free time volunteering with women and children in homeless shelters and group homes on LA's West Side. No doubt you've heard about our exploding homeless population, right? You see it on television, you see it on the news. It's a housing crisis, it's a mental health crisis, and it's traumatic. Not just for the people who live in it, but the people who watch it every day, people like me who drive by it and we can't do a thing about it, right? We drive by tents and we watch people rummaging for food in trash cans. California is not a right to shelter state, so more people die in hypothermia in LA than they do in Boston. Venice Community Housing builds and operates these safe havens for moms and kids and teens. Women and kids show up at these places, usually escaping domestic violence or unlawful eviction or both. You can't raise your hand as a homeless mom and ask for services because the state will immediately take your kids away. So they typically live in their car in a parking lot, maybe a McDonald's parking lot, feed and bathe their kids there in the bathroom and get them off to school until they can secure a spot in a safe group home like this. While chants of "not in my backyard" from Angelians ring in the air, preventing us from building low-income housing and shelter, these moms arrive in the night with a couple of trash bags of clothes and meager belongings. So when I was there one day, I noticed an empty bike rack, and I'm like, how can there be no bikes here? These kids are here for anywhere up to a year of bike riding ages, right? Training wheels on, training wheels off. In their preteen and teen years, they need bikes to socialize with their friends, to go get a job, to get to school. I think that a bike breaks down economic barriers. For just a moment in time, maybe a poor kid has as much as a rich kid if they both have a bicycle. So I put together a small group of people I love with big hearts, and we started to collect gently used bikes around LA. It is amazing the amount of bikes you find that aren't being used in rich people's garages. I would say to someone, do you think you might have any bikes in your garage? And she's like, oh, I don't know, maybe I'll look, I'll ask my husband, I'll look around. Like, you know, you ask a poor person if they have bikes in their garage, they know there's no bikes in their garage. So we have cleaned, fixed, and delivered hundreds of bikes over the past 2 years. We've delivered so many bikes that as the moms and kids get to move out of the shelters into their own low-income apartments, they can all take a bike with them. The homeless issue is a political flashpoint. People have strong opinions, and they don't always share mine. But when it comes to moms and kids, most people want to help, which has made this one of the greatest experiences of my life. Not just the stories I've heard from these moms, like the kid who literally wanted to take his bike to bed with him because now it was the only thing he owned, but because of the people I hope I have inspired along the way. So today, I send you huge congratulations on your achievement. When I went to a startup, I said to myself, these people were smart, you know. engineers, building streaming radio for the first time. I thought, I'll never be in a room with people this smart again. And now here I am, in a room with people that smart again. Today, I send you huge congratulations on your achievement. You clearly have started dreaming big already, or you wouldn't be here today getting a graduate degree. Continue to dream big. I hope you follow your passions and love what you do and are great at it. But more than that, I hope that you find your purpose, do great things that matter in the world, and inspire others to do the same. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Marcy. We've now reached the point in the program when we will officially award the degrees. Yeah, this is a big deal. President Nemi will certify the degrees, and they will be conferred by Trustee Beth Cassavant. Will all students receiving master's degrees please stand?
Trustee Cassavant, it is an honor to present the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts, Master of Business Administration, Master of Healthcare Administration, Master of Human Resources, Master of Science, and Master of Science in Nursing at Framingham State University. You got that right. For the conferral of their degrees. These individuals have met the appropriate requirements for degree programs as prescribed by the faculty and the registrar, and are entitled to all the rights and privileges thereunto appertaining.
By the authority vested in me by the Massachusetts Department of Higher Education and the Board of Trustees of Framingham State University, I hereby confer upon you the appropriate master's degree and enter you all into all its attendant rights and privileges. Congratulations.
Congratulations, everyone. It's now time for the hooding ceremony, and our Interim Dean of Graduate and Continuing Education, Dr. Scott Greenberg, will assist our graduate program coordinators and advisors in hooding each graduate. Please note, those of you who are coming up, that a professional photographer will take a picture of each graduate. So we request that the audience members remain in their seats so as to not obstruct the views of other guests.
Presenting the 2023 Framingham State University Master's Degree candidates.
From the College of Arts and Humanities. Receiving the Master of Arts degree, concentration in English. Sabrina Marlise Gramatic. Eli Miles Perret. Nicole Elizabeth Vieira.
From the College of Business. Receiving the Master of Business Administration degree, concentration in biotechnology operations. Carl Corwin Amaker. Davine Devanique Antoinette Blythe. Receiving the Master of Business Administration degree, concentration in management. Sean Michael Aldrich.
I know.
Adelina Ottamer. Mariel Bogia. Kimberly Ann Kumpf. Robert John Keown Jr. Jordan Marie Lindsay. Catherine Y.E. Kwan. Sahil Kumar Sharma. Matthew Alexander Smith. Receiving the Master of Healthcare Administration degree, concentration in Healthcare Administration, Joanne Murray Brown.
Avashikta Dar.
Kwame Gyansen Essel. Sai Jaswant Varma Kirthapati. Afua Serwa Sarabor Kessie. Katerina Koliowska Tobago. Tanasith Justin Martineau. Pushpanjali Midha. Esther Wanjiru Jaroge. Samantha April Noel. Oluwafemi Babasola Samuel. Receiving the Master of Human Resources degree, concentration in Human Resource Management. Curlay Ann Ami. Jessica Ann Guerrero. Jennifer B. Harder Elves. Kavita Jane. Beth Ann Monaco. Anne Sasha Sergeline Thibod. Veronica Balcheva. Receiving the Master of Science degree, concentration in organizational leadership. Sandy Lamb. Camry Celine Pelland. Joannis Nieves. From the College of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. receiving the Master of Science degree, concentration in food and nutrition with the specialization in coordinated program in dietetics. Alicia Aliminos. Kevin R. Fletcher, Jr. Lydia Kendall Herzl. Jennifer Marie Lusty. Lisa Marie Marmolejo. Nedge Pierre Lewis. Lori Ann Richards Farnsworth. Samantha Marie Runshaw. Lori Ann Richards Farnsworth. Kayla Victoria Torres. Receiving the Master of Science in Nursing degree, concentration in nursing case management. Patricia Chiniere Azuacolam. Margaret Mary Bielski. Elaine P. Capers. Deborah O'Brien Thibodeau. Receiving the Master of Science in Nursing degree, concentration in nursing education. Carol Rebecca Argosy. Melanie E. Bellinger. Dawn Bernadette Bossy. Jenna Lynn Boyle. Sarah Lowell Brown. Amy L. Charlton. Sung. Allison Elizabeth Dean. Bianca Dochi. Jillian S.W. Donovan. Jonathan N. Esponilia. Evelyn Marie Kelleher. Kathleen Louise Kiley. Carrie Megan Crawl. Elizabeth Marie Messina. Anne Marie Morgan. Nina Jean Pratt. Leah Catherine O'Neill. Naomi Ruth Palara. Tina Martinez Sanford. Kelsey Marie Sturgis. Receiving the Master of Science in Nursing degree, concentration in nursing leadership, Pascal Danielle Audain. Pamela Jean Buckley. Mark Weston Burke. Stacy Hazen. Mary Madeline Kuhn. Michelle Christine McCullough. Leanne Martin Otis. Melissa Jane Shannon. Matthew Joseph St. Hilaire. Amanda Lynn Vito. Diana Volpe. Receiving the Master of Science degree, concentration in food and nutrition with the specialization in food science and nutrition science. Anna Rose Gonzalez. Naga Kalyan Mupala. Receiving the Master of Science degree, concentration in food and nutrition with the specialization in nutrition science. Haley Page McKay. Receiving the Professional Science Master's degree, concentration in biotechnology with the specialization in quality assurance. Jessica Rose Ball. Brittany Bebo. Tarane Benud. Marwa M. El Sayed. Kyla Nicole Mucciaroni. Sarah Michelle Parker. Maitali Senthil Kumaran.
Joshua Regalard.
Congratulations to master's graduates of Framingham State University.
Congratulations, everyone. You are now part of a very strong and ever-expanding network of alumni from Framingham State who will play a crucial part in many of the Commonwealth's leading businesses and public sector organizations. We hope you will stay engaged with your alma mater through alumni activities and take advantage of all the alumni benefits available to you. The commencement ceremony will now come to a close as we stand and join in singing Live to the Truth, performed by Heather Welsh. The lyrics are found on the back of your program.
Dear Framingham, thy children round thee gather, our vows of love to thee we pledge anew, unfailing font of hope and joy forever, we shall proclaim our homage to you. Through countless years, to a fostering mother, thy bounteous blessings poured on age and youth, our separate bread till time our chains still sever, will ever be, live to the truth, will ever be, live to the truth.
So thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who's joined us today to celebrate our amazing graduates. Graduates, families, and friends are invited to join us for a reception and light refreshments in the McCarthy Dining Annex. Please remain seated for just a moment longer until the platform party, faculty, and graduates exit. Thank you very much. Congratulations to you all.
Toughest part of the ceremony.